What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flagrant Talk Sports Podcast. It's Moses here with his co-host Isaiah Gessner.
Come on, what's up?
And we got some NBA 2024 awards predictions for y'all very early, but we wanted to get this out because we want to get on the jump on this one because we got some good predictions. I believe the both of us. We don't know who each other picked. We just talked about what awards we were going to talk about. Zay and I agreed that we are not going to do the the clutch player award in the NBA. Cool award, new award, but we don't really care.
No, I'll be honest.
So congrats to De'Aaron Fox. We rock with you, but anyway,
but I don't really care to pick.
Yeah.
So. Things we do care about, though. We'll get started. First award, and we're gonna save MVP for last because we want it to marinate. We want y'all to think. Who are we gonna pick? Who is your pick?
Pound it out.
Preseason pick. Coach of the year. Mo, do you have a pick? Would you like to go first?
I do have a pick. It might be a popular pick, but I believe with the roster that they're putting together, the youth, the excitement, I have to go with Mark Daigneault, the Oklahoma City Thunder head coach.
Me too.
Zay, their team, man, they're just too exciting. They are too on the come up for them not to want to shatter expectations this year.
Yep.
Similar to what the Kings just did. So I see that happening this year. I see them making the playoffs and having maybe a little run. Maybe they win a round. Or I don't see them going too far past that, but I see the Thunder having a great year.
Yep. I agree with you. He was a finalist this year. And I think all the points you said are the feeling I get. I think this is a team that's young. They're exciting. They're a team that clearly respects Mark and they want to play for him. Yeah. And you're getting Chet on this roster. You have Shea, who is absolutely an MVP candidate. Definitely one of the more exciting players. Giddey is incredible. They have so many good pieces and they're so young and their future is so bright that I think this is definitely a playoff team in the Thunder. And I think if they make the playoffs, not a play-in team, if they're like the 6-5-4 seed in the West, he's going to get the award. And I think that's totally in the range of outcomes for the Thunder. So for sure. Same pick. Nice.
We're starting it off with a similar pick, but
love it.
I think we're going to separate here.
Yes. Most improved player time.
Zay, I'm interested to see what you got first.
Okay. So this pick is an interesting one. This is one I kind of wrestled with a little bit, but ultimately, I went with a guy who I think is still underrated and who still has potential to break out. I picked Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors. No more Fred VanVleet.
Yep.
So I think Scotty is going to have an opportunity to go from a guy who's putting up like 15 a game, decent player. He's coming off of a season that was not as strong as his rookie campaign. And I think he is open about it. He knows, and he wants to get back out there. He wants to be more of a slasher as a guy who can get to the rim. Wouldn't surprise me at all if Scotty went from a guy putting up like 15 a game to like 22. I think that's a kind of jump that is totally possible, being an all-star or a fringe all-star for a Raptors team that could be decent this year. Not a contender by any means, but I think an entertaining team, and I think Scotty Barnes is a bit of an out there pick, but I think a pick that is definitely realistic this year.
I would have to. I didn't pick Scotty, but I agree with the take. I wasn't thinking about him at all. But I love it. You know, we see him a lot against the Celtics, and he's had some really solid showings against our defensive squad that we have. So I definitely agree. I could see him being a 20-plus point scorer this year. My guy is going to be Mr. AR, Austin Reeves.
Wow. Okay.
Re-signing with the Lakers. I didn't know because I was looking at players. Lauri Markkanen won this year. He
Yeah.
had like an 11-point jump.
Insane. Yes.
Insane. Austin Reeves only averaged like 13 points. I thought he
Yeah.
averaged more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That playoff performance, like
that's
everyone.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
that blew him up, put him on the map. Obviously, he's going to have to sustain that first season. We don't know if he can do that, but he's shown that he can go on these streaks of being hot, being a shooter. And I think he can jack up that 13-point mark to above 20 and win most improved player, especially with LeBron getting older, AD getting older. Need a little bit more input. They lost a couple guys I'm forgetting off the top of my head right now, but they're going to need some offensive input, and I think Austin Reeves can provide that.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, the biggest thing going for him is he's a Laker. And by default, he is going to be talked about
in
more
the highlights
than
and the starlight.
Yeah, like even if Scotty Barnes does have a better jump, or I'm using Scotty because he's my pick as an example, but if he does, and Reeves has a similar jump and it's a toss-up, it's probably going to go to Reeves. It's going to go to the Lakers. It's going to go to the guy who, fans have really come to like. So I like your pick. I think that's totally possible.
Yeah,
totally.
Thank you.
We now go to Rookie of the Year. Will you go with the popular pick, the common pick, or do you got something else?
So when you sent me the awards that we were going to do and we talked about the list, I thought we were going MVP first. So I had this set up a little bit different. But I'm going to drop a bombshell right here.
Oh, snap.
My Rookie of the Year is going to be Scoot Henderson of the Portland Trail Blazers.
Wow.
I believe that Victor is going to have a great rookie year in a different light, and we'll get to that. But I think he's going to get hurt at some point. I don't want to wish it on him. I have this feeling there's something in me similar to a Chet. I hope it's not for the year, obviously.
Yeah.
I just see a situation where he gets hurt for a little bit. And that's why I got him. We're going to talk about him in a little bit. But my Rookie of the Year pick, better rookie year, all around, points per game, assists, helping his team out. I'm going to go with Scoot Henderson.
Listen, you know me and Scoot. I love Scoot. I respect you going out on the limb and saying, hey, not only am I not going to pick Wemby or Chet, I'm going to go with Scoot. I respect it. I'll be honest. I'm a basic B. I went with Wembanyama. I think, again,
I thought you were going to go with Chet. I thought you were going to go with Chet.
And again, there's a real opportunity that
those are the top three, I think. It's gotta be.
Yes.
With Miller as a close possible fourth.
Yes.
But those three, I feel like, are the 1, 2, 3.
I would agree with you. Yeah. And I think, the big thing that benefits someone like Scoot over a Miller in that situation is Miller has LaMelo next to him, who is an all-star, who's a good, and that has its benefits. But Scoot has the opportunity, assuming Dame does get traded.
Which is still on the
still don't know, but
burner.
The best player on that team is Jeremy Grant. So there's going to be way more of an opportunity for him to put up more shots, to get more opportunities on offense, and to earn his keep. But I did go with Wembanyama. I think the name is going to play a big factor in who wins it. And if he stays healthy and has a season where he puts up like 18 points, 10 boards, a couple assists, a couple blocks, it's going to be hard for people to not just give him the award by default. So, listen, I respect the Scoot pick. It would not surprise me.
No, for sure. I mean, Victor's obviously the pick. That's a pick. And
it's the boring pick.
But
This one, though, I'm very, very curious. I have this as there's a 3-way tie. I did settle on one, but who have you got? Who do you think?
As I stated, Victor Wembanyama is going to get hurt for a little bit. He's a tall, lengthy defender. He could average 3 blocks a game. You know, also got hurt last season and averaged 3 blocks a game and won Defensive Player of the Year? Jaren Jackson Jr. So, because of the name, because of the hype, because of everything, they're going to work an award in for him. It can't be Rookie of the Year. Let's give Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player of the Year in his first season.
Wow.
That's my prediction.
Mo, that is
That's my prediction.
I'll be honest, I don't know off the top of my head if a rookie has ever won Defensive Player of the Year.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure not.
I would be pretty shocked. I mean, listen, I think the only counterpoint I have is I think if he's Defensive Player of the Year, he has to be Rookie of the Year. Like if you win,
I just think he's gonna have a really good defensive year and just like maybe
fair.
have like 9 points. 9 points, 3 blocks, a steal and a half. It's gonna be my career stat line, focusing on defensive badges type. They're progressing.
He's a rim protector
and then
build.
year two, they'll work on offense. They'll work on rebounding. This year, I might have messed up with that. That you brought up a really good point.
Listen,
so that's why I had a backup defensive player of the year.
Go for it.
Just in case you brought up a point which was going to screw me. And that player is going to be Anthony Davis.
I love it.
Just classic AD.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
listen, I respect the Wembanyama.
But I still want Victor.
Steaming hot. Dude, if that happened, I mean, at that point, his potential is like some my career type bull crap sliders all the way up.
Yeah.
My pick is not nearly as exciting as that. I went with Giannis, and I feel like he is a guy who absolutely could win MVP this year as well, obviously. But I think him being bounced in that first round in the fashion that it happened, dealing with injuries, hearing everything that he's heard this offseason about, oh, you're not the top guy. It's Jokic. It's Luka's better than you. It's da-da-da-da. All these guys are better than you. I think we're going to see a Giannis that is ready to go on a tear. Yeah. And I think the defensive side of the basketball is where he's really going to showcase that. I think this is going to be the best defensive season of his career. The other pick I was considering, AD is obviously another one. I think Evan Mobley of the Cavs is a guy who, he got some I forget what ex-NBA player said it, but they're like, oh, he's not. It might have been Charles Barkley made a comment about Evan Mobley and how he hasn't evolved and taken the next step and all this stuff. I think this could be the season you see Evan Mobley do that. But I went with the safer pick. I think Giannis is a guy poised to win a award this year.
For sure. After going out, they would. Yeah, I would have to agree with you.
Now, 6 men like Lou Will. Like Drake said, 6th man of the year. Who you got?
If he was in the league, I'd go with Lou Will.
Yeah, why not? Or Jamal Crawford.
Or Jay Cross. But
pick him.
Zay, I actually want to swing this one back to you. Who do you have for 6 man?
I got a bold one. I have a bold one. And this is probably the award I feel the least confident about. I think because of name. I think because of destination. I went with Chris Paul to win 6 man of the year. And listen, I don't love this pick. I will say of all my picks, this is the one I'm shakiest about. I just have this feeling that being surrounded by the talent that he is and being on the team that he is and the name that he is, there's a real chance for Chris Paul to kind of have this, not reawakening in his career, but in a different light, like kind of evolve as a player. He's heard all the hate. He's hurt. He can't win a ring. He can't da-da-da-da-da. If he can fully embrace this backup role and go, okay, Curry's starting, I'm not going to get in over Clay. I'm not going to do that. But having those shooters on the court with him, I think is going to open up some opportunities for Chris Paul to really thrive in Golden State.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly was the runner-up for me, though. But
that's my runner-up.
Yeah.
He was almost my pick.
He was, yeah. I think Chris Paul with the name recognition, I think voters are kind of going to like salivate over the fact that they can vote Chris Paul to win an award that isn't MVP, that isn't anything like that. And this could be the year that happens. But who have you got?
So I do my best to connect my takes, to have all my takes fit into my Moses' realm of takes. So there's no abnormalities. So there's no he said this, then said that. So with all that being said, I've said a lot about the Sacramento Kings this year and what they need to do to be successful. They're going to need a sixth man. And I believe Malik Monk could be that guy for them.
I like it.
He played very well last year in their system. And they're back, loaded up for more, ready to run it back. And I think he could take that leap for them, score a little bit more. He's streaky. If they can get him to be more consistent, watch out.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a tough thing to do. It's mental. It's a lot of things. But if they can figure it out, break in, tap into that a little bit more potential he's got, I think it's wraps. So.
I really like that pick. He had some games, especially in the playoffs against Golden State, where you were like, "Oh nah, he's
a hoper.
He's a dog." Like, and we've known that, but it was one of those when you showcase those talents in the playoffs
on the biggest
it's
stage.
Different.
Yep.
You have a different respect for a player who's like, "No, give me the ball." Like I'm gonna score. I've got it. Sabonis is struggling. Fox is injured. Give me the rock.
And he did that a couple. For sure.
He played really, really good. So I like the pick. I think the Kings are a playoff team again this year. They're basically running it back with the same roster.
Yep.
I like the pick.
Thank you.
But now we go to the big one.
The big shebang.
The big shebang. Most valuable player. I think the betting favorite is Jokic. That's off top, but I would assume.
I think you're right.
That's number one. Did you go with Jokic, the popular pick, or?
I was gonna go with Jokic. I honestly, like, as I'm saying this right now, believe it's gonna be Jokic.
Okay. Oh God.
But I'm still willing to sprinkle a little money down on this selection right here. Because he's a dog. He's my guy. And as I said, we were going to talk about him a little bit later.
Wow.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander MVP season loading.
Wow.
30 points per game. 10 rebounds. 12 assists. Russell Westbrook type.
I was going to say.
Okay,
talking about Westbrook.
No, but I think he has a really good. I think he improves more than last year, and he's just been a constant climb.
Yeah,
that he's locked in. Their team's locked in.
Yeah,
Chet's coming back. Obviously, some people might think that might take away from his production, but I think that might add to it. Yeah. I think they're going to be really good together. Pick and roll game, pick and pop. I think he's going to add to his assists, add to his point. I love SGA's projections this year. Say,
listen, would I go with that pick No. However,
He was 5th in voting last year.
exactly. Like it
it wasn't that far off.
I think to a lot of people, they'll hear that and go, "Oh, dude, that's so dumb. There's no way."
Yeah.
No, it's definitely possible, especially if the Thunder overachieve. Maybe they have like a Grizzlies season. They end up the 2 seed.
Yep.
Shai is hooping. He was all NBA first team this year.
First team. Yep.
Like if you're a member of the first team, you are a legitimate MVP candidate. So he's gonna have a case. Another year in the league, the team is better than it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
I can respect it. My pick is not Jokic either. And again, I think there's a real chance. I mean, he's incredible. I went with the guy to win his first as well, Luka Doncic. Now, the thing holding this back is
Grant Williams. Oh, my fault. My bad. Sorry, Grant. I like Grant, bro.
That's crazy.
I like Grant. I didn't mean that. I didn't even mean that.
I think
I just came out.
Listen, it's all right, Grant. We love you, man. We're gonna miss you.
Grant. If you ever see this, which we say this every time, and there's no shot any of you motherfuckers see this because we're not like that yet. But when you do, we like you.
Yes, probably. There's no problem.
We respect you. Probably there's only a few people we got issues with, and if we got issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They've normally done things off the field or court that create issues.
Something.
But yeah, I went with Luka. I think he's just so good, and he's been on the brink of winning it. Yeah. I think the big thing is the West is loaded. It's incredibly difficult.
Mm-hmm.
How well can the Mavericks be, right? Like, can they be a top 4 seed? Can he, stay and be like a 34 point per game guy, a guy racking up assists? The Mavericks have to win in order for him to be in that convo.
Yeah.
I just think that this is the year Luka breaks through. I think this is it. Like, Jokic has gotten his flowers for good reason. Embiid has gotten his flowers. He had a great season last year. You can debate if he deserved it or not. It's a regular season award. I think Luka can absolutely have a regular season. The Mavs are a top 4 seed, puts up over 30 a game, 10 assists as a ballpark. I really do think that he'll be the pick. He's the guy.
As you noted, with the West being loaded,
yeah,
all of my picks happen to be out of the West.
Oh, snap.
I didn't have a single East award winner. You had Giannis.
I had Giannis for DPOY.
But that's it.
And I had Scotty Barnes for most improved.
Most improved.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, predominantly West, which I think makes sense.
That's how the NBA is right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's, I think the East is definitely like there's the cream of the crop. There's the legit contenders. And then it's some good teams. Where the West, it's like, man, there are like legit 1 to 8 are all going to be tough outs in the playoffs. Yeah. So,
yeah,
those are our picks.
Real quick, you know, neither of us had any Celtics. Neither of us had Jason Tatum as an MVP. Robert Williams as DPOY.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum is supposed to be an MVP in his career, right? When do we think that's going to happen? 2 years? 3 years?
I mean, there's definitely a possibility. Like, I'm not ruling it out.
For sure. Because like he could come out and go off and play crazy all year and win it. But
they could be the 1 seed this year and
when is my question.
It's really tough. I mean, there's so many, and then like Yeah, you have Jokic, you have Embiid, you have Luka, you
There's
have
so
Shai
many
coming up.
hoopers in the
You have
NBA.
you can't count out
Like,
LeBron, you can't
it's
count out
insane.
Curry, KD,
KD could go off.
dude,
Booker could mess
Booker.
around, go
Yes,
off.
you know who?
Jimmy.
Yep, a Donovan Mitchell is a really good Kawhi if he's healthy. There's
There's so many
so
players. Yeah.
much talent. Giannis, I didn't even
Y'all,
mention.
there's guys we're
There's
forgetting.
there's
There's guys we're
so
forgetting because there's
yeah.
so many. Yeah.
There's so many good guys, and you are assuming too that Wembanyama not this year, but in the next 5 years will be in those debates.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's definitely possible. I got one for you. I got a question.
Okay. I just had that was just on my mind because there's so many players, so many, and that's the other thing I want to say. These are early predictions.
These are, dude, we're not even in preseason.
We some of these guys might not even play this year because of injury.
Yeah. Yep.
But blank slate. Let's say this is what we got.
Yep. This is us just throwing our opinions out there, and if any of these hit, very impressive because
I'll take it.
We don't know. We don't know anything.
Yep.
I've got a question before we get to Song of the Pod because that is kind of interesting. Yep. What is more realistic to happen this season? If you had to bet money on one of these two things, what would it be?
Okay.
Robert Williams winning DPOY or Jason Tatum winning MVP?
It would have to be Robert Williams DPOY. I just think there's too many MVP type candidates right now.
Mm-hmm.
DPOY, obviously Rudy Gobert, Jaren Jackson, AD. There's their Brook Lopez, Giannis. There's the usual culprits there, but I feel like Rob this season would have a better chance of impacting more defensively. Porzingis coming over probably might be tough for Tatum to win MVP with Brown, Porzingis, Derek White. Obviously, players do it all the time with good squads, but it's just there's also players that do it where they're the only good player on their team. So it's just depends on the year, depends on the time of the NBA. MVP voting changes, I feel like every 3 to 4 years because they get tired of trends. So
that is the voter fatigue is so real because the number of MVPs that a player like LeBron has deserved and not gotten because it's oh, well, let's give it to someone else. I get it. But I don't know.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough to say, but I would have to go with Robert Williams.
Yeah. I think the only reason it would be tough to say Robert is just injury
thing. Yeah, that was my only concern is if he got injured, he's out for a couple weeks, and then they play it safe because he's already had history, and it's tough.
And then he misses 30 to 40% of the season. It's like, all right, well, that's kind
can't
of
really give him an award.
Really good in those games he plays in. Yeah, I mean, I'm very, very excited for this season because there's so much parity in the league. It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, there's legitimately there's so many different teams that have potential to go on a run and win titles. So but those are our picks. Those are our preseason August NBA picks.
That's what we got.
That's what we got, Mo. Song of the Pod time though. To close it out. You got a pick for the people?
I'm just getting my days right here. I'm pretty sure I haven't been back since Utopia dropped, right?
No.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me give an ode to the album of the year.
Wow.
The album of life. I'm sorry. Utopia dropped July 28th, last Friday. And it has been blessing my eardrums ever since on repeat. The song of the pod that I have for you guys is going to be my favorite song off the album, and that is going to be I Know. The beat, the instrumental, the vocals, the auto-tune. Travis did his thing on that song. No features either, just straight Travis.
Listen,
that's my song.
That was going to be my pick. So because I got to be different, I'll pick another song off of the album. I'll pick the album closer, Till Further Notice. James Blake on that thing is beautiful. Hot take. And I love 21. I got a Savage Mode jersey. I love that album. However, I think the song would have been better if 21 was off it and it was only James Blake and Travis, because they're harmonizing and the singing is so good. 21's verse is solid.
I like his verse.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah. He doesn't ruin the song, but a piece of me kind of just wishes that he let it be more melodic and fade out. But that's okay. It's still okay. Song of the pod, okay? So
song of the pod. I'm still gonna probably pick 3 or 4 more songs the next 3 or 4 more episodes.
Yep.
So get ready for heavy Travis rotation if you rely on us for music.
Of course.
Yep.
Song of the pods, award
predictions.
Who do you guys have? List some of your guys.
Yeah, let us know.
6-man.
For crazy, for missing anyone.
Yep.
Stupid.
Yeah, we can only pick one, man.
Yep.
So listen,
can't please everyone, but
no.
Let us know though.
We're interested. Yeah. As long as you're not an asshole about it, we will listen to your takes.
Yep.
But that's the video. We are doing an NFL one on Monday as a little preview. So stay tuned for that. We hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your time, and we will see y'all in the next video.
Later, everyone. Have a good one.